The JonBenét Ramsey Mystery, the beauty queen who never woke up. A 6-year-old beauty queen found strangled in her basement. A ransom note demanding $118,000. No forced entry. No arrest. No closure. Was the killer inside the house all along? The JonBenét Ramsey Mystery, Beauty, Secrets, and Murder. It was Christmas night, 1996. Boulder, Colorado, a picturesque town blanketed in snow, glimmering under the holiday lights. Inside a luxurious home on 15th Street, the Ramsey family, John, Patsy, Burke, and little JonBenét, celebrated Christmas in warmth and comfort. By all appearances, they were the perfect American family. John was a successful businessman, the president of Access Graphics, a thriving computer company. Patsy, a former Miss West Virginia, adored her daughter JonBenét, who followed in her footsteps, dazzling audiences in child beauty pageants with her blonde curls, sparkling eyes, and radiant smile. But by morning, their picture-perfect world would shatter forever. At 5:52 a.m. on December 26, 1996, a frantic 911 call pierced the quiet of Boulder's snowy dawn. Patsy Ramsey's voice trembled with panic. "We have a kidnapping. Please hurry." Police rushed to the Ramsey residence. Patsy had found a ransom note on the staircase, written on 3 pages of paper torn from a notepad inside the house. The note was bizarre, theatrical, and strangely specific. It demanded exactly $118,000, the same amount as John Ramsey's recent Christmas bonus. The note claimed JonBenét had been taken by a foreign faction and warned the Ramseys not to call the police. But Patsy had already done so. Officers searched the house but saw no sign of forced entry. Nothing seemed disturbed. JonBenét's room was empty. Her bed was untouched. The Ramseys were inconsolable. Family friends gathered to comfort them. Hours passed. Detectives waited for a ransom call that never came. Then, around 1 p.m., Detective Linda Arndt asked John and a family friend to search the house from top to bottom, just in case. In the basement, behind a white wooden door, John Ramsey made a discovery that would haunt America for decades. "Oh my God!" he screamed. "My baby!" JonBenét's lifeless body lay on the cold floor. Her hands were bound. Her mouth gagged with duct tape. A cord was looped tightly around her neck. Her favorite white nightgown was torn. She had been hit on the head and strangled to death. The horror that followed would make headlines around the world. From the moment JonBenét's body was found, chaos reigned. Police failed to secure the scene. Family members and friends walked through rooms, touched objects, and contaminated potential evidence. The coroner's arrival was delayed for hours. And then came the contradictions. The ransom note, 3 pages long, was unusually detailed and emotional, written in a mix of upper and lowercase letters. Experts later called it the most analyzed piece of handwriting in American history. It referenced lines from movies, used strange phrases like, "Don't try to grow a brain," and ended with a chilling sign-off. Victory. SBTC. No one could figure out what SBTC meant. Forensic tests showed the note was written on Patsy Ramsey's notepad with a pen from her own desk. But handwriting experts couldn't conclusively say she wrote it. Meanwhile, John Ramsey's behavior raised eyebrows. Why did he immediately pick up his daughter's body and carry her upstairs, contaminating evidence? Why did he call his pilot within hours to prepare the family jet to leave Boulder? And then there was Burke, JonBenét's 9-year-old brother, quiet, smiling, always in the background. He was reportedly asleep through the entire ordeal. But investigators weren't sure. The Boulder police quickly realized this was not a typical kidnapping. It was something darker. Theories began to split in 2 directions. Theory 1. The intruder. Someone had broken into the Ramsey home through a small basement window. DNA evidence found in JonBenét's underwear didn't match anyone in the family. There were unidentified footprints near the basement. Perhaps a stranger had stalked the family, entered quietly, and escaped undetected. But there was no sign of forced entry. The ransom note was written inside the house. No neighbors heard a thing. Theory 2. Someone inside the house. Detectives began to suspect that the crime had been staged to look like a kidnapping. The ransom note's odd details seemed theatrical, even absurd. The fact that it was written inside the home suggested someone close to the family. Soon, suspicion fell on the Ramseys themselves. Patsy was accused of accidentally killing JonBenét in a fit of anger, perhaps over a bedwetting incident, and then staging the scene to look like a kidnapping gone wrong. Others believed John helped cover it up. Then came the shocking possibility. Could Burke have been involved? A piece of undigested pineapple was found in JonBenét's stomach. A bowl of pineapple with Burke's fingerprints sat on the kitchen table. Patsy said she never gave JonBenét pineapple that night. If JonBenét had eaten it shortly before her death, someone had to have been with her. Years later, leaked evidence suggested the blow to JonBenét's head was consistent with being struck by a heavy flashlight, one found in the Ramsey kitchen. But still, there was no confession, no witnesses, and no conclusive forensic proof. Why would anyone want to kill a child like JonBenét? If it was an intruder, what was the motive? No valuables were taken. No ransom was paid. If it was someone inside the house, why cover it up? Was it panic? Protection? Shame? JonBenét was adored and paraded through beauty pageants, often dressed in makeup and sequins. Some critics said the pageant world sexualized her image, attracting dangerous attention. But others blamed the media for turning a family tragedy into entertainment. Patsy Ramsey, once celebrated as a doting mother, became the target of cruel speculation. Talk shows dissected her interviews. News outlets broadcast theories 24/7. The Ramseys lawyered up early, deepening public suspicion. For years, they lived under a cloud of accusation without formal charges. Then, in 2008, a breakthrough. New DNA testing cleared all immediate family members. The unknown DNA belonged to an unidentified male. The Ramseys were officially exonerated. But for many, doubt still lingered. Patsy died in 2006, never seeing justice for her daughter, or vindication in the court of public opinion. Nearly 3 decades later, the murder of JonBenét Ramsey remains one of the most haunting unsolved cases in American history. Hundreds of theories have been proposed. Documentaries, books, and even podcasts continue to analyze every photo, every statement, every frame of old footage. In 2016, a CBS documentary reignited controversy by suggesting Burke might have accidentally killed his sister, prompting Burke to sue the network for defamation. Still, the questions remain. Who wrote the ransom note? Who killed JonBenét Ramsey? Why was the case so badly mishandled? To this day, that tiny piece of unidentified male DNA is the most important clue, and the biggest mystery. And perhaps the most haunting part of all is this: the killer might still be out there. JonBenét's story isn't just about a crime, it's about broken trust, failed justice, and the price of fame. It's about how a tragedy became a media circus, how a family was tried by the public before the courts, and how a little girl's name became forever linked to the mystery of her own death. JonBenét Ramsey should have grown up. She should have had birthdays, friends, dreams. Instead, she became a symbol, a question mark frozen in time. And until that question is answered, America's fascination and guilt will never fade. This is Trial and Terror. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe as we uncover the darkest crimes and coldest mysteries the world has ever known. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, justice begins with truth.